Okay, so what you're looking at here is just two Keynote slides with a magic move in between, right? So in PowerPoint, it would be Morph. You could do it in Canva as well. So the principle to get this, it's very smooth, kind of back and forth animation, but it's just two slides. So the inspiration for this kind of scene, which I just did in Keynote, came from where I grew up a long time ago, back in Oregon in the US. And of course, this is where the famous Goonies movie was made too, right here. But this kind of smooth motion you can do in video editing software, of course, using keyframes. And it's a little bit complicated, but in slideware such as Keynote, it's so simple, even though it looks like something that might be complicated. So it's just two slides. It's this slide and then this slide. That's it. So you take this slide, you copy and paste it, and then just move the children here, in this case, there, and then the magic move will do its magic and just smoothly go back and forth. So it's really nice. So this is kind of how I built it. Just put the blue background. That's going to be the sky. And the only clip art I used was a tree, or a few trees, and I repeated those. And I guess the mountain too. But everything else is just shapes that you make, or a pen tool in Keynote. It's very, very simple. Okay, and then you get this kind of smooth animation. This kind of reminded me of when I was a kid growing up. We didn't have, digital displays, of course, in the grocery stores, but there were lots of these kinds of point of purchase little signs or little animated or little kind of cardboard cutout characters with little motors behind them, and they would wave or they would move or something. So that's kind of the spirit of this. So to simplify it, let's just take these two little pieces of clip art. Okay, so let's start with these two characters here, and then we'll just duplicate it. So on the Mac, it's just Command D to duplicate it. And this first one and then the third one, we want to be exactly the same. So we just move this middle one. And the reason that I put these little dots here is because when I move it, so again, you could hold Command down, and then you'll get these kind of little arrows here on the side, and then you can just turn it. But then I won't know exactly where to put it. So that's why I put these little dots, just so I know that second rope goes right there, maybe a little bit more just to exaggerate it more. And you can use the arrow key to kind of get it perfect. It was right in the center. And then let's move the girl. You can move maybe something like that. Okay, it's not the same as the first one, but that's all it is. We got this one, we got this one, and then we go back. All right, and so for all three of them, we need the magic move. So we go to animate. So we go to animate. And then the effect that we want is the magic move. And you can see it there. 2 seconds is too slow. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then it will just go back. So if we just go over these three slides, we go here and here. So if I put it on automatic, right now it's just on click. So we want these to be automatic. So start transition automatically without delay. I have to be careful that it's not, because the default is to go to a half a second delay. So if we just go here, there we go. And then that's where it stops, because I just did those three. So if you want to make this into a video, what you do is you just export these two. Because remember, this second one, has a magic move at its end. So it's going to go to this first part of the other slide, but it's not going to go to the whole slide for this animation. So you only need these first two, actually. But you do need to put the animation here. You do need this here. Okay, so we just use these two, and then we go to File and Export to Movie. And we just want, in this case, it's slide 10 and 11. And this part doesn't matter. I used to think that it did, but of course it doesn't, because we have the slides moving automatically. So it really doesn't matter here. So you can just ignore that part. And it's, self-playing. There we go. And the slides that you want, and then just export that. Okay, and I'll bring that video back in so you can see it right here. So this is the video. You can see because it has that video mark. So if we play that, you can see that, that looks nice. It goes back and forth. And what we do, we want to play that in our presentation, or we could use it in video editing software as well. But if we want to use it, let's say in a presentation, then just go to Format and under Movie, and then we want it to loop. You could do back and forth, but in this case, loop. So if we play it here, full screen, you'll see that it just goes back and forth. Voila. So think of, there are so many ways you could use this kind of swing motion or any other kind of smooth animation motion, just using magic move or morph between two slides. Here's another example where I just use this guy who I cut out from a photo that I got from Adobe stock. And then what I did here is that, of course, that's the first one, and then these are the same, right? So the first one and the third one are the same. But I'm not going to loop it in this case, so that's why on the fourth one I'm going to have him jump into the water. So what's a little bit different is that, yes, I moved him, but I also reduced his size as well. So you get this kind of effect. So it's going to go from the first one to the fourth one, and I added some sounds with it. Okay, that's kind of lame, but I'm just playing around with it. So you can see for the fourth one, for the sounds, it's just there's a lot of different animations going on. So you just go to build order, and you can kind of see what's going on here. So the guy, this swinging guy is here. He moves. He just comes down. That's just a move animation. And then there's a movie of water splashing, which has an alpha channel. So that's all you see is the splash. And that is at the same time. So this is build one. That'll be at the same time, build one. And then also there's audio for the water sound, and that's timed perfectly. So it's just with build one also. And then after that, I have the bird sound, the forest sound come in, and then the text animation. And then the rectangle here, what that means, there's a flare to it, but I made the rectangle completely transparent so you can't see it. But the animation part is still there so that you get this effect. So all of that is just in sync, right? What fun you can have with the Morph tool. Well, anyway, so think about different ways you could use the Morph tool to make different kinds of animation that are really smooth like this, kind of things that go back and forth. It could be someone on a rope, or it could be some kind of process that you just want to loop around. So it could be as simple as just 2 slides, or maybe it's a few slides, and then when you export it, then you can bring it back in, but then loop it. So it's just going to go round and round. Or you could do it in video editing software too, but really, really simple just to do it right in Keynote and just loop it.